Hey, what's up, everyone? It's your old friend, KMN 1971, back with my monthly comic book haul. And this one is going to be a giant size comic book haul, my 100th haul, man. Back in September 1st, 2016, I entered the YouTube comic book community, and there has been a lot of fun and a lot of hauls from now until then. Or from then until now, rather. I have a bunch of stuff to show off. I have some 90s, some copper, some bronze, a sprinkle of silver, some of my favorite stuff like Batman, X-Men, Star Wars, Conan, and the most variants I've ever had in a haul, easily. It's kind of crazy. I have some specs, some fillers, some keys, even some slabs. Crazy. I'll be starting off my haul as usual with my current stuff, and actually for this haul, I'll be kicking it old school and showing my entire pull list as it is right now, for better or for worse. So kicking it off, we have Batman number 127, by far basically my favorite title for years now. Just gives me what I want. If you're going to charge me, $5.99 for a comic book, just give me a good writer and a great artist. That's all I ask. It's amazing, that this is like one of the most consistent titles and selling titles, rather, and the big two don't follow suit with more. I don't know. Anywho, keeping on with the superhero stuff, we have Flashpoint Beyond, number 5 of 6. Really enjoying that story. Wolverine, number 24, which it kind of varies from issue to issue, arc to arc, quality-wise and enjoyment-wise, but I'm a big Wolverine fan, so what am I going to do? And it's like the only X title that I have left on my pull list. By far, my favorite Star Wars title, and my second favorite title overall, only behind Batman, Darth Vader, number 27. Mandalorian, number 3. Really looking forward to Season 3, just like everyone else. Star Wars Obi-Wan, number 5. I'm glad this miniseries is over. Wow. Of all stories for this guy to reminisce about, some of them were some pretty odd choices. But oops, a little out of order. But Berserker, number 10. And really enjoying this title, too. I think it ends with issue 12. Back to Star Wars. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 26, featuring the first cover appearance of Reva. I dropped this title. I mean, it just, ever since the War of the Bounty Hunters, this title has been lagging. So, yeah, I finally dropped it. As for Reva, this controversial character, I had no problem with the actress or the character in general. The only problem I had was with the writing. I mean, spoilers, there's no way she should have been shish kebab the way she did and survive. I mean, that was without explaining it. No, sorry. Other than that, no problems. Frank Miller Presents, number 1. I was one of those people that overpaid for this. I think I paid like $16-17 for this, but I'm a gigantic Frank Miller dork. And I am going to be picking up Ronin book 2 whenever it comes out. Hopefully it's good. And finally, I've been trying to stay away from cover grabs, but I could not resist this Harley Quinn 30th anniversary classic cover homages. So I ended up picking up the whole set. So here's number 19, number 20, probably my favorite one right here, number 21, which I believe was used before in like maybe an overseas version of one of the Harley comics. I'm not sure. And lastly, the Harley Quinn Annual, number 1, which obviously homages that classic Jim Lee Hush second print cover. Great stuff. And that's the state of my pull list. As I was saying last month, my rant is basically the same. Right now, we have plenty of writers and A-list artists, more A-list artists than there's ever been in the industry, and yet none of them seem to be working on any mainstream titles, so that's a problem. And, yeah, I mean, that's all I'm asking for. We're at a point in the industry where all the gimmicks have been played out. A new number 1 issue doesn't have the same pull it does. A big comic crossover event doesn't have the big pull that it used to. Comic book death doesn't have the pull that it used to. And even first appearances are starting to wane now. So, and variants. So, maybe they should lean back on what got them there to begin with, got them to the big dance to begin with. Quality storytelling, quality art. That's all. So, moving on to the back issues, because there are a lot of them. All right, kicking it off with one of my favorite characters. Marvel Comics presents Wolverine, number 85. And I want to say this is the first cameo appearance of one of his villains called Cypher, as well as the first comic book published artwork from Jay Lee, I believe, or at least his first comic book artwork published by Marvel. I also picked up Wolverine, the Wizard half issue. I've been on a kick since the beginning of this year, just picking up like mail away issues and comics that weren't usually sold on the comic book shelf. So, nice addition to the collection. Not a very good story though. Marvel Team Up, I believe this is volume 2 of volume 3, featuring Spider-Man and Wolverine, and this is just Disney plus Skrull Spec rather. And staying on the Spec train, Spider-Man and Blade, Marvel Team Up number 7. And I believe this is the first meeting between Spider-Man and Blade. So, nice. X-Men, the movie adaptation, number 1. I love my movie adaptation, so didn't really know I wanted that book, but when I came across it in a long box, I just picked it up. It was cheap enough. As well as this. Jurassic Park, number 1, still sealed in the bag. So if you can still find them out there, still sealed in the bag, they go for a little something, like maybe $15 online. So why not? And who did not love the original Jurassic Park? What they've done with the franchise since then, yeah. But the first one, I consider that to be a modern classic. Have a little cross-company crossover action. Darkseid versus Galactus, The Hunger by John Byrne, featuring Silver Surfer and Orion. Nice, that's my second copy of that. Witchblade number 10, featuring the first appearance of the Darkness, or Jackie Estacado, who later on becomes the Darkness. I have the variant cover of this, but I never had the regular A cover. Queen Sonya, I believe that's number 31. A beautiful cover. Shout out to Tom Ryan for always showing those incredible Red Sonja covers by Lucio Perillo, and that just basically made me a big fan of them too. So once I see them out there, I always try to pick them up when I can. And this one is probably one of my favorite Red Sonja covers ever, most definitely. Also a little out of order. Queen Sonya, number 3, another Lucio Perillo cover, and Red Sonja I believe this is number 33. Lucio Perillo goodness. Beautiful. Thanks for another addiction, Mr. Tom Ryan. Sticking with Red Sonja, we have Swords of Sorrow, number 1. This is a straight-up cover by, come on, Red Sonja and Vampirella, Shanna the She-Devil, and I think that is... I forget her name, but I want to say that she's involved in the Warlord of Mars franchise that I'm not very familiar with. But J. Scott Campbell cover was a no-brainer for me. Doomsday number 3, which this happens to feature the first Yosagi Yojimbo story in color. So I thought that was pretty neat. Why the heck not? Let's make some room. I think we're making some pretty good time here. Picked up my second copy of Swamp Thing number 171. Always a sucker for those last issues. Whoops. Once again, a little out of order. Death, The High Cost of Living number 1. As you can see, I haven't even switched that bag out yet. I just picked that up today, actually. That's my second copy. Really love the Sandman series. And I think a lot more other people are going to love the character of Death. So the first appearance of Death has always been kind of a pricey issue, and it's even a bit more of a premium now. So if this series does get renewed, and hopefully it does, and Death comes back, I think there'll be even more interest in the character. So why not have another copy of the first issue of her first story that she headlined? That's how it usually goes, right? And I used to own this story back in the day, so I'm trying to get it back into the collection. So here's number 1, and I also picked up number 3. Now I just need number 2. Picked up Sandman number 42, which is the first appearance, well, the first full appearance of Murph Pumpkinhead. Grab some Harley goodness, Harley Quinn number 14, and as well as number 16. Now, the publishing date on these is what? 2002, I think. So that means, and the artist is obviously Terry Dodson. So that would mean it's been 20 years since there's been an A-list artist on the regular monthly Harley Quinn title. That's a long gap, man. Woo! Got my second copy of the Game of Thrones number 1, featuring the first appearance of a bunch of characters, but mainly my man Jon Snow. So Game of Thrones is my favorite ongoing series ever, televised series ever, rather. And I've been enjoying the prequel, and I am really looking forward to the upcoming Jon Snow series. So as long as they can maintain this level of quality, just like Star Wars, I enjoy the Game of Thrones sandbox. So great to get another copy. This is an upgrade for my copy. Some variants. Hulk number 7, Michael Turner. My second copy of the Invincible Iron Man photo cover featuring RDJ, as well as number 1. And here is number 25, also another RDJ photo variant. All right, let's get into some copper. New Defenders, number 130. Nothing key about this issue. Just something that I wanted for my collection. I always love this Valkyrie cover. And extra bonus for me, I was pleasantly surprised to find out that this issue was the interior artwork was done by Mike Zeck. So, sweet. Doctor Strange, number 80. Cameo appearance of, what's his name? Mintra? Marvel Team Up, number 131. First appearance of the White Rabbit. Marvel Tales, number 238. Just another Todd Father classic cover. As well as Marvel Tales, number 239. Now, back when Spawn number 300 came out, I thought I finished off my Marvel Tales Todd Father run of covers, but apparently I missed 2, so fortunately, I saw them in hauls on YouTube, so thanks to the community, I was set straight. Finally, an upgrade to Silver Surfer, number 1. This is the 2-part limited series from Epic Comics, and not really crazy about the story, to be honest, but the creators involved, Stan Lee and Mobius, so, and I love that cover. That's probably in my top 10 favorite Silver Surfer covers. So, happy to add it to the collection. G.I. Joe European Missions, number 1. I was on a bit of a G.I. Joe kick all year. Here's number 2. And this was a lot that I actually bought, mainly so I could get this issue. G.I. Joe European Missions, number 3. And if you're out and about trying to hunt these down, just make sure that they include the posters inside, which is basically the covers of each issue. So, awesome. And that is just a killer Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow cover. I want to say I saw this in a Mercenaut video, probably, I don't know, maybe last year or sometime. And it's been on my list for a while. By the way, a lot of these books, anytime that I have an anniversary haul like this, I basically put a couple of books aside from all of my hauls leading up to this. So a lot of these books that you see in this haul has been basically 9 months in the making. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there. Books of Magic, number 1, first appearance of Tim Hunter, I believe. All right, let's make a little bit of room. I think we'll make some pretty good time. I think I already said that, but we'll see. All right, now into a big block of Bronze Age. So, Conan, number 107. Another haul that I've been another run rather that I've been working on for a couple of years now. Number 108. 109. 112. 113, and 114. And that basically wiped out all the Conan filler issues at my local comic book shop for that run that I've been trying to hit up from Conan number 1 to 115, the initial original Roy Thomas run. Another book from my childhood that I've just recently re-added into my collection. What If number 2? What If the Hulk Had the Brain of Bruce Banner? I pretty much read this until the cover fell off back in the day. So happy to have it back in the collection. And I'm looking forward to What If Season 2 on Disney. Time Warp number 1, just another one of those weird Bronze Age premiere issues that I'm just instantly drawn to. Also used to appear in the house ads back in the DC Comics back in the day. Arak, Son of Thunder. DC's attempt of having an answer to Conan. And I actually liked the first half dozen issues of this series back when I was a youngster in my spinner rack age. Legion of Superheroes, number 280. The only reason I bought this is just, for one, I love the Legion, and two, it just sports this incredible George Perez cover. Sweet. Rest in peace, George Perez. Action Comics, number 419. And this features the first appearance of the Human Target, and it also sports this classic Neil Adams cover. Awesome. Once again, rest in peace, Neil Adams. Marvel Super Action, starring Captain America. This is a reprints Captain America 100. So, pretty nice. Let's make a little bit of more room. I don't know if I mentioned in the beginning of the video, but this haul is going to be a little over 100 comics to commemorate my 100th haul. So here we have my second copy of Captain America 193, Jack Kirby's return to the title, and I just love this cover. This is just epitomizes classic Marvel to me. Captain America number 230, and I was surprised to see how much this book can go for at times. This is probably only, VF minus, fine plus, but I was happy to pick it up. It was only like $3. As is most of the case with most of my hauls, 95% of this, or 96, even more, maybe 97% is always picked up out in the wild. So, yeah. Captain America number 234, featuring Captain America versus Daredevil. It's classic. Love me a Bronze Age throwdown. Getting into some of the better bronze. The Mighty Thor number 182, excuse me. Thor versus Doom. Doesn't get much more Marvel than that. 183. Oh, unless it's Doom versus the Hulk. Incredible Hulk number 143. And another comic that I've really wanted for a while. Incredible Hulk number 144. Sweet. All right. I've always also been a big fan of DC's Millennium editions. So I picked up my second copy of Wonder Woman number 1, as well as her first appearance reprinted in from All-Star Comics number 8. Very cool. I was happy to snag this also. Detective Comics number 27. This actually goes for a little something. It's one of the more expensive Millennium editions out there. And I also picked up the Millennium edition of Detective Comics number 38. Keep it on with the Batman theme. Picked up Batman Killing Time number 1, the Batman movie variant. Really, really enjoyed that movie. That was one of my favorite superhero movies in a long time. Really looking forward to the next one. As well as I ended up picking up the Batman Long Halloween Special Edition. Even though after I ended up picking this up, I want to say these started appearing in Walmart multi-packs. But nevertheless, still happy to have it. As well as this. Batman number 1 from Rebirth. Once again, the late, great Michael Turner variant. another book that I've wanted for a while, and a book that's really dropped in value significantly. But I ended up picking this book up in a 2-book lot with this book for like $50 months and months ago. So Batman #1, once again, this is the sketch version, and or just regular black and white. Beautiful. Really happy. These next, I want to say 3 books were heavily influenced by Vin Crew, me watching his haul. So we have Batman #29, Robot Chicken variant. Justice League #29, also the Robot Chicken variant. I love the Robot Chicken DC skits, as well as their Star Wars stuff. You can watch that stuff for hours. And finally, probably my favorite variant ever, Forever Evil #7, featuring the one and only Sex Luthor. Outstanding. Keep it on with the variants. Captain America #25, the first time that Sam Wilson appears as Captain America in the MCU Captain America costume. I guess that makes the difference. And I just picked these 2 up today for like maybe $3 a piece, which really astounded me. Sam Wilson, Captain America #3, first appearance of, I don't know, that dude that's going to become the second Falcon that was featured in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And I also have Sam Wilson, Captain America #5, which is the first full appearance of the all new Falcon. So, yeah, pretty nice. I haven't had a stealth buy in a while, so that was kind of cool. All right, how about some Star Wars? You didn't think it would be my 100th haul without a little Star Wars goodness, right? So, cover grab. Empire Strikes Back, the 40th anniversary covers. I have the other cover. I want to say the cover A for this. I want to say this is the cover B. Either way, I have both covers now, and I love both of them. Pick these up for like $2 or $3 a piece. So it's Star Wars High Republic. This is #7, and this is the Keeve Trennis action figure variant. Whew, having a brain fart. Way too many comics to get through here. So very cool. And this also features the first appearance of Darth Krall. I want to say his name is. I hope so. Because I'm not going to re-edit this. And I'm not going to shoot it again. And I also have the A cover to #7. Sticking on with the Star Wars goodness. Star Wars High Republic #1. Once again, classic Yoda cover variant. Love that Yoda cover, man. And here's #2, regular standard cover of High Republic Adventures, featuring the first appearance of Markian Ro, who's a character that I'm personally speculating on. I think he's going to be huge in this High Republic era. Speaking of which, Star Wars The High Republic Adventures #5, Markian Ro variant. How about one more High Republic? Star Wars The High Republic #1, another Yoda variant. And this was the issue of, the cover of High Republic #1 that I wanted when I initially put it on my pull list. But I ended up getting just the standard A cover. And I ended up getting the character design cover also. So, very happy to finally get that one into my Star Wars collection. Kanan #12, yes, the first cameo appearance of the Grand Inquisitor. And, I overpaid for it, unfortunately, probably by $20. But what you gonna do? Happens sometimes. Star Wars Tales #14. Love me some Star Wars. I love me a classic movie homage variant, or rather just a straight-up homage. And this, obviously, Apocalypse Endor is an homage to Francis Ford Coppola's Apocalypse Now, which is just classic. Shout out to Sith Lord Lee, the Star Wars guy. Star Wars Mara Jade by The Emperor's Hand, #1. Another one of those Star Wars Dark Horse comics that I've had on my list for a bit. Star Wars Wizard Half, Boba Fett. This is the gold foil variant. I have the standard version of this, but never had the gold foil. And once again, when you're buying these, always make sure that they come with a C of A. So very happy to pick that up finally. And I also picked up this Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Also the Wizard Mail-Away gold foil variant. And this is not the first appearance of anybody. Don't be bullshitted. But it is one of those Star Wars comics that you cannot buy over the shelf. And hence, being a Star Wars collector and fan, I had to have it. All right. Speaking of Star Wars, this came in a lot. It's not worth anything, but I thought it was pretty cool. Star Wars Galaxy. Before there was Star Wars Insider, there was Star Wars Galaxy magazine. And this just had a bunch of like Star Wars stories, articles, even some short comic book strips. Cool cover, even though of all the Leia costumes to pick, I think this was a questionable choice. All right, moving along. Getting there, people. We're almost at the end. Another Vin Crew influenced purchase. When I saw this in one of his hauls, Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts. This is the Fireside Edition, and just check out that cover. That is just sick. That's awesome. And my cheap self, I also picked up a couple of slabs over this past couple of, over the past year. So, starting off, we have Avengers No Road Home. The, Alex Ross variant. Have it in a CGC 9.6. And as some old school comic fans know, this was an homage to the Marvel subscription house ad that used to run in the Marvel comics back in the Bronze Age. So love this, man. Love Alex Ross. Love Conan. So this was a no-brainer. So awesome. The only reason I ended up getting in a slab, people are asking still like crazy money for this variant. So it was comparable. I mean, it was a good deal for me to actually get it in the slab. It was actually cheaper than what some people were asking for the comic raw, if you can believe it or not. So, also, and here was a gift from my brother that I used from a gift card back in Christmas. So I've had this comic. This was the first comic that I put aside for this 100th haul. And we have DC Spotlight, #1. A book that I have been looking for forever, ever since Mercenary showed it off in one of his hauls, probably about like 6 years ago. So, CGC 7.5, and this contains a preview write-ups about The Watchmen and The Dark Knight, and I guess it has it shows some interior designs or artwork. So preview appearance of Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen, arguably two of my all-time favorite comic book stories of all time. Well, that was a little bit repetitive. So yeah, happy to have it, and another great addition to the collection. Sweet Jose Garcia Lopez cover, and like I said, I've been searching for this in like dollar bins and long boxes for years. So finally picked it up. All right, let's end it off with a little Silver Age goodness, shall we? All right. Here we have Amazing Spider-Man, King Size Special, aka Annual #5. And this features the first appearance of Peter's parents. Yes, crazy. Yeah, nothing much I can say about that. Anytime you can pick up any kind of Silver Age Amazing Spider-Man, it's always a good thing. Daredevil #43, featuring the first confrontation between Daredevil and Captain America, and actually their first overall meeting. So, nice little slice of Marvel history. Beautiful Jack Kirby cover, in your face Jack Kirby cover. So, and this is in some this is actually in probably like very fine condition. So anytime you can get some Silver Age like that, that is seriously a sweet deal, in my view anyway. So very happy to add that. And Daredevil is like one of my favorite characters in comics. Outside of like Miller's and Bendis' runs, there's not much there for me, so I hardly ever collect any Daredevil anymore. So it was nice to add another one into the PC. Same goes for X-Men. Here's X-Men number 39, featuring the first appearance of the new X-Men costumes. And even though it's cheap, they only appear in the new costumes for like one little panel at the very end. And this one is probably only in like 5.0 condition, but still very happy to pick it up. All year, I've been trying to stay away from picking up any major key issues. And I pretty much did that all year long, and by major key issues, I mean anything over $100. So very happy to pick up, some nice quality Silver Age for an affordable price, with the exception of this issue. So we're going to end it off with my pick of the haul and the pick of the year. Detective Comics. Yes! Number 359. As we all know, the first appearance of Barbara Gordon, Babs. Batgirl, yes. Huge fan of Batman, huge fan of the Batman family, and this is a major pickup for me. This was an expensive book, even in this grade, which is only probably a 4.0. As you can see here, there's some creasing going on, but it is complete, fully stapled. There are some major spine ticks and cover wear, but anything above that this book is just obnoxious. One thing about the Batgirl movie being canceled, I thought, oh, well, maybe this book will drop in value a bit, and maybe it has a little, but not enough. So, very happy to pick this up. So, I did kind of break my rule, but not really. I kind of, I've started to sell some comics on eBay for the first time ever. So, basically, this comic was paid for by selling other comics that had been doubles in my collection for a long time. So for the first time ever, I actually used the hobby to pay for something pretty major, a pretty major pickup. So pretty happy about that. And with that, that will be it for this month and for a while. This will be my last monthly haul. After 6 years, I am pretty much hauled out. It's not that I'm going to stop collecting at all, but I'm just going to really pump the brakes because there's just not really that much out there that I'm really after anymore. Price-wise, rather. There's always stuff that I want, but I just don't want to pay the price for it. And I'm up to like maybe 36 long boxes of stuff, and I'm at a point that I really don't have that much room. So instead of picking up, like 10, 15 comics a week, I'll probably only pick up, my regular pull list, which isn't much, and maybe an issue or two here and there. So when I do have a comic haul, I will throw it up here, but this will be the last monthly comic haul for, well, pretty much forever. So thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. In between hauls, though, I do enjoy vlogging about comics, so I will be dusting off my comic book collection Spotlight side series, which I haven't had any videos about under that banner for quite some time, and I have a couple of topics that I would like to talk about, starting with some speculation. I have a short box of all my spec books that I've just been throwing in there for, pretty much as long as I've been watching YouTube. So it'll be kind of funny to go through it. And I'm not going to be throwing any shade at anyone. Some of the stuff you hit, just like at anyone else, some of the stuff you hit, some of the stuff you miss on, and some of the stuff that you would just bullshit it on just by watching, or reading it, information from the wrong place. So, should be pretty fun, and considering how much the community loves speculation, should be a fun topic. So, until next time, I will see you all later. Thank you all for watching, liking, and subscribing. Take care. See ya.